Hi, if you're watching this video, you're probably in Miss Adams or Mrs. Bollinger's PBL course. And today I'm going to be talking to you about using WordPress in order to create your ePortfolio. WordPress, unlike Google Sites, is not as incorporated into our current sort of understanding of technology. However, I would recommend its usage due to the fact that you will be able to upkeep the site beyond when you graduate, and due to the fact that there's a lot more commenting and sharing privileges within this, as well as quite a bit more flexibility within the software itself. So, in order to do this, you'll just hit Start Your Website, and you'll notice that there are paid versions and free versions. And right now, we're not going to worry too much about that. Instead, we're just going to decide what kind of site we're building. So, since we're making portfolios, I want to be able to showcase my portfolio and my work. And we'll say that for the majority of this, well, since I teach English, I'll probably say, well, I'm a writer. As I go through, it'll keep update of what changes I make. So since this is my personal portfolio and something that I want to be able to show to maybe job interviews or college applications, then I need to go ahead and write my full name. Okay? After that, I'll be able to choose a style. I'll pretend that I'm sophisticated for once in my life, and then we'll go ahead and continue on from there. And then I need to go ahead and give my address. So by that, we mean an address up here, what is its actual physical or technological address on the internet. And I'll say that it's Adams 2014 USD 225. Yes? So I can go ahead and choose the free plan, which does mean that there will be some ads that I won't be able to control, but it also means that I won't need to pay anything. So, hey, I'm all for that. I'll go ahead and select this free site, and I will continue to select with the free site, and then we're ready to go ahead and get started. So, I can update images and text and so on and so forth on my home page, and that's something where there's a built-in tutorial, so it's not something that I'm going to walk you through. Instead, I want you to go ahead and look at different pages. So I think that we will need a new page, and let's say that it's going to be Project 1 and Portfolio. So my portfolio showcases various projects. Portfolio, Project 1, children's book. Okay? So through this, I can then upload different images of whatever my project was, or if I wanted to use this page as a jumping off point for all of my other projects, then I could do that. So let's say that I want to publish this, I'm satisfied, and I've got my visibility set to public. I can have it set to private, or I can have it set to password protected. But since you are publishing these for the entire world essentially to see, then I'm going to recommend that you go ahead and make this public. That way you can share it with your family and friends. Okay? And I want this to go ahead and publish immediately. But let's say that I have something due maybe next Friday, and I think I want to schedule this post for next Friday. Then I can go ahead and do that by just clicking over here, and I can choose what time I want it to schedule. I don't know why it defaults me to scheduling it at 1:46 in the morning, but sure, let's say that that's when it posts. Actually, I do want it published immediately, so we'll just go ahead and move off the schedule, but it is what it is. So I'll hit publish, and then I can go ahead and view the page. Yes. And this follows with what I have. Now here, obviously, these are pictures of plastic toys, but this would be pictures of maybe my process in making whatever I did for my project. And maybe this is an entirely different project in which I made a video. And then further than that, we'll say that this other thing happened, this other thing happened. This is an option right here that I would recommend you take out unless you are starting to use this for job interviews or for college applications, because then it is a good idea to have a digital portfolio. Now, let's say that all this happens and I say, Now I want to write about it. So in that case, I would start making posts on my website. So call this post 1. And of course, I'm going to be very sophisticated in my writing right here. But again, this is just an example. So again, I'll hit publish, and I want to publish this immediately. And I want to go ahead and view the post. If I click up here, you'll notice that I have different things, yes? If I had gone through the tutorial essentially at the very beginning, then all of these would be a bit more updated, yes? But it has a very, very strong template over what you can do and what it recommends you do and recommends you to do in order to create this sort of public persona of, hey, this is you, this is your work, this is what you're trying to sell, and this is you being proud of it. So if you'll notice, it is a bit more personalizable, that's not a word. It is a bit more easy to make very tailored to you and your interests than Google Sites is, which is why I would recommend it. It is technically more difficult, but I also think that the greater challenge will lead to a more sophisticated achievement. So if you want to take that extra step, I would definitely recommend using a WordPress. And another thing that I want to retouch on is that the fact that any site you create in Google Sites is linked to your email address means that you would have difficulty accessing it and editing it and updating it after you graduate from Fowler. Whereas with this, you can keep this going on for as long as you are able to, essentially. I think I have a WordPress blog that I've kept for about 7 years now. So that kind of speaks to the, hey, I can continue to use this. I can continue to update this. I can continue to change what people see about me when they Google my name. So that's just another option for ePortfolios. Again, this one takes a little bit more exploration, but I think it's worth the time.